Well, Kira's back.
Kira.
Uh-oh. And the bottom lip is poked out. Wow.
Yeah, it was a heartbreaker. That was a heartbreaker. They lost.
No.
They lost a field goal in OT. It was a interception. Interception, and then they ran it down the field to field goal range, and it's over.
Damn. And you know what? I was actually rooting for Caleb Williams. I actually was. I was rooting for him. That is, the Bears were a little cardiac, but you know what? The Bears played cardiac football. I'm sorry.
All the way to the end. Well, I want to thank you guys for your flexibility and your patience, and thank you.
We're very flexible here,
Kira.
In fact, it makes the show more dynamic, I think. You know, people listening.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I know I interrupted your flow. You're talking about serious things.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. This is America. This is America.
It is America.
Kira, listen. We all friends here, and honestly, we are blessed to have you. We really appreciate it. This is great. I do want to talk about one other thing, because how many of y'all are familiar with what happened with between Anton Daniels? We switching gears with Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb this past week.
Yeah, I saw the clips.
I'm not sure what happened with that. So Anton Daniels is a conservative, black conservative influencer. I shouldn't call him an influencer. He had he was one part of the Fresh and Fit podcast, I believe. And he had with Myron?
No, he's not with Myron. Like him and no. Anton worked with Myron, I think. That
was a Fresh and Fit pod, right? That's
correct.
Yeah, I don't
correct. Both of them. I could be wrong about that. Correct me, please, if I am. But there was a bit of a dust up because he was on with leftist comedian Corey Holcomb. Yeah. Now, Corey Holcomb is, we talking about that guy. He ain't been funny in a while.
I don't know who that is.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been given kind of bitter. I'm gonna go ahead and say he been giving bitter bitch vibes for a long time. This dude.
Hate that.
But there was not quite on the DL Hughley level. Like if you want to talk about bitter bitch, that guy. Oof. But this guy is so who hit the bell? But this guy here, apparently Anton went on Corey Holcomb's show. Now, and there was a bit of a dust up, and I'm gonna play some of that right now. But I do want to get thoughts about this because the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there is a massive schism, we'll call it, or a pushback by black conservatives against pro-Democrat blacks. And I do want to. It's a big pushback, and I do want. Oh, that's not the right one.
Seems like a conversation that's needed to been had for a long time, man.
Oh man, you ain't even lying. But I'm gonna play it. Like I want to watch the rest of this because it seems like there's a lot more context this is missing. So here we go. Let me just make sure it's on, and let's go. It's bad.
Due to America I'm not, to bring it down.
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it. And that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the dick of black people right now. You doing it. Let me tell you what you do.
Nah,
see, ain't
homie,
nobody
let me tell you something, homie.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you.
I don't
ain't
suck dick.
Tell you
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
So fix
you doing
that.
it right now.
I don't suck dick, homie.
You doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you. I don't do that.
I tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me.
Let's switch seats.
Let's switch seats. I'm with it.
Homie, I don't do no dick sucking shit. I'm a motherfucking man. I don't do no dick sucking shit, homie.
I don't give a fuck about none
Well,
of
I tell you what, watch that dick sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no dick sucking again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right, that's what I'm
saying. I'm gonna
respect you. Dance around it. Dance around it.
No. I
don't do no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna respect you because it's your platform, and I flew out here to have a conversation.
We good.
But you're not busting up on me.
Yo, we good. I did already. I don't do dick sucking shit.
Put the microphone right down.
And that's how. And the reason why I'm playing that is because there was some information that happened before. There was a conversation that happened before all this. But for those of you who are not aware of the dynamic between Black conservatives and Black and pro-Democrat Blacks, I'll explain it to you, or at least I'll try to. Then I'll get everybody else's thoughts on this. Pro-Democrat Blacks, to borrow Sonny Johnson, shout to Sonny, to borrow her terminology. Pro-Democrat Blacks been getting away with a lot over the last few years. They don't really, the assumption, the natural assumption, folks, is that Black folk just automatically vote Democrat and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't ask. They don't ask questions. We just, there are so many instances. My mother even has told the story of how when she was 18 years old and it was her turn to vote, the first things that my grandmother told her, "Well, you're Black. We vote Democrat."
Oh, wow.
And this again, this has been the expectation. The numbers bear this out. Democrats, Black people during presidential elections very often vote in the 90th percentile.
Wow.
They vote in the 90s for the Democrat. And it has been this way since the civil rights movement. But and what ends up happening now, what ends up happening normally, folks, is that if you're Black and you're a conservative, you get called a coon, you get called an Uncle Tom, you get called a race traitor, you get called, well, you're not standing with your people. Okay, there's a lot of this that happens, but there's a pushback. Logic, I know you. Well, actually, no. I want to talk to Kier about this first, because I'm sure you've seen that. What have you seen regarding this, and what type of pushback do you offer in that to this particular situation?
Well, I don't really understand this clip. I know Corey Holcomb. I didn't know the other podcaster, so I don't know how to contextualize it at all, what I was watching. But I don't really mess with this anymore. I used to do it back in the day. I've got about a 20-year career now in this business, and so back before we had a thing called podcasts, back before we were all just bloggers, I was one of sort of the original conservative media, and so the Black conservative media figure was definitely an anomaly, and kind of new. I came up with Sonny knows, we came up together, and it was an anomaly. And so a lot of my early work, I would get the calls to go on back when we were just starting streaming. Then one of the biggest streamers in politics was Huffington Post at the time. They were one of the first people to get a streaming channel, and they figured it out early. And I would go on Mark Lamont Hill's show all the time. I was on one of his regular panel guests. And I would say maybe in year 3 or 4 of my career, this would have been steadily pretty solid into the Obama administration. I went on with Lamont again, and it just was a whole thing of Kira, tell us why you're a horrible person for being a Republican, and tell us why you're, when did you stop beating your wife, kind of thing. And that was my last go around. I did my part. I finished my thing. I gave him a nice little spiel about why I'm not a Democrat, why I can't be a Democrat anymore, and why, it doesn't behoove Black people to have all their political capital in one party. And when I finished, he said, "Wow, Kira, you explained that so well. You almost made me a Republican." And I said, "Ha ha ha. Thank you very much. This is my last time on the show." And I have never gone on another liberal show after that, because they only want to talk to me about why do I vote Republican? Why am I a Black conservative? And they don't want to talk about solutions. They don't want to talk about the hard issues. And so I don't really move in this world anymore. I refuse. I've done a couple of things with Roland Martin and one on the Young Turks, I think last year, that I actually ended up walking out on as well. I don't mess with this anymore. I don't even have time for it. I feel like here's the way I feel, that, some people, that's their gig. Sonny does a great job sort of being an evangelist for, center right politics, or just common sense, really. And, but not me. I'm not into it anymore. At this point in my life, I just feel like if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, I'm not the one to persuade you. And I don't have the time to convince other Black people that, voting the same way for 75 years is a losing proposition. I spent the first part of my career doing that. After Charlie, I just felt like, I don't know if I want to persuade anybody anymore. If you don't get it by now, I don't think you want to get it. I don't really mess with it anymore. And you know what? And I'm done. Like, I don't care about the insults anymore. Believe me, get called a dumb white girl every day by somebody. Don't care. I'll do what I want. I'm 51 years old. I'll do what I want.
Yes, you will, honey. Yes, you will.
I love you, a dumb white girl, though. A dumb white girl.
I get that a lot. Yeah, dumb white girl. I want to be white. Yeah, like I'm just sitting here wishing I could be white. I could wake up white someday.
It's ridiculous. I love all the comments too. Like, they're never going to embrace you, never going to accept you.
Yes.
Right. But yeah, we're just on the outside looking in. Like, listen, white people.
Hey guys,
can I get some porridge?
I can be white too. Can I have some mayonnaise? Mayonnaise looks pretty good out there.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
I do. By the way, no shade to mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise is just fine. Yeah.
Oh man, are you not undercover sister? Are you undercover brother?
Logic. I know. Look, I know you have experience in this. Brother, what, like, a matter of fact, hold on, because Reagan said, "Why you talk so proper?" Been hearing that since 5. Listen, the first time I got told, somebody asked me, I was asked by a cousin of mine when I was 14 years old, like, why you talk white? You talk like a white person. I'm like, because they expect you to like, if you talk like shit, you must be white. I'm like, no, I didn't even know what to do with that when that came up. But anyways, Logic, you've been studying this a while, and I blame you for why I'm gonna go off after you after you give your answer. Why is this fight necessary?
I mean, because there are some that want to wake up still, and I always just think about this in these particular interactions. Whenever you're in a debate, or talking to an audience, talking to another person on these platforms, you're never interacting. You're never talking directly to that person that you're actually directly talking to. You are talking with the audience, because the audience may see something in that conversation that really, dare I say, triggers. I hate that word now, and I have my reasons for that, but that really kind of maybe sparks or piques their interest, or gives them something else to think about. So when I go into these spaces now, think that I'm actually talking to that person to convince them of anything, because they're there generally to defend their argument. So they're not really going to switch, because that makes them look hypocritical, makes them look bad, makes them look weak in front of that audience. Yeah. My discussion, I'm really talking to someone that may be listening. And that's something I really try to remind myself of, because when you go into them circles, it's easy to get sucked into the, man, I'm trying to convince that person now. But I found it interesting at the beginning what Corey Holcomb was saying when he said, I lost respect for you. Right. Because they bring you into these conversations with the idea that they may be able to convince you. And then once you like kind of hold your ground, they're like, oh, now I lost my respect for you.
Which is disrespectful in the first place, by the way.
Right.
It's like, you have your own passionate point of view that is based on reason. I don't respect you anymore now.
So, right.
Like,
okay. I didn't think you were going to stick to your principles.
Yeah, it's like,
right. So
you just convinced me that now you lost respect for me. Now I see it your way. It's like, come on.
And they often use this race thing when they bring that up, like, as a black man, I lost respect for you now.
Yeah.
Like, or as, as someone, like, I could rock with you before, but it was before I talked to you. And now I see that you're actually sticking to what you're saying. So it's, and my big question is, like, what causes a group of people to be so vehemently attached to an idea or to a way of thinking? Right. Because, I mean, just like you mentioned, Isaiah, when I asked my parents, I was 18, starting to vote, I was like, okay, what is this Democrat Republican thing? Well, the Democrats are for the black people, Republicans are for the rich. And I looked at my bank. I was 18. I ain't had no money, so I'm not rich. And I was black. At the time, I think I was black. So I, Democrat was who I voted for. But as a person that my parents always just instilled in us, dare to be different. That was a phrase, even though my parents, were Democrats at the time, and all we knew was to vote for Democrat at the time. My parents instilled in us the idea to dare to be different. And that sticks with me to now. So I think that spark as a child is what helped me to not always think in the herd. And now that I'm saying it out loud, because this kind of idea just came to me, like, I vehemently oppose going with the crowd. Right. So it's like anytime there's a herd of people moving in a direction, I get nervous. So I'm like,
that's my kind of energy.
I'm like, yo, I gotta go this way. Like,
I've been like that. I've been like that too.
Yes.
I tell the story when I was in second grade, the 1 year that I was in that I went to Christian school, because I was homeschooled all my life. My parents, my mom taught us, me and my brothers. The 1 year I went to a Christian school in Catonsville, and
hold on, what school did you go to?
Grace Bible Baptist.
Okay.
Yeah, it was right there on Rolling Road by Security Square Mall.
Yep.
So I remember one day at recess. I don't know why this is a core memory for me, but we had come in from recess, and my entire second grade class, I don't know what it was, but all the kids decided they lined up by grade in the parking lot, and then they ran inside. They all just ran in. They ran down the steps and they ran into their rooms. And I was like, wait, something's wrong here. And I walked. I let the crowd just run in, do whatever they wanted to do what they did. And I walk in. I'm like, I didn't know what the commotion was. So I walk in. Every single kid, my teacher had put every single one of them kids' head down on the desk. Immediate consequences, and I was the only one who Miss Shields. I hope she's still alive. I don't know where she is now, but that woman did not punish me because she was like, you were the only one who was orderly.